everybody. Welcome back to KFJ Online. So glad to see each of you. I hope you've had a really good week and you've learned some good things in your online and schooling and everything. Also hope that you're able to send out those cards that you made last week to encourage somebody during this time, and that you're able to bring some joy and some encouragement to someone. This week we're starting chapter 16 in the story. And so in your Bible, we're going to be going to the prophet Isaiah in just a little bit. But before we do that, something fun that I was discovering this week was the fun of tongue twisters. I have a cool tongue twister right here. Can you guys read that? What does it say? It says, selfish shellfish. Now, tongue twisters are kind of fun because you try and say things faster and faster and see if what comes out is more than just a bunch of gobbledygook. So let's try it together. Ready? Selfish shellfish. Selfish shellfish. Selfish shellfish. Shellfish. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put a couple more tongue twisters up on the screen here. You guys see if you can do them and have some fun, okay? Fun. I couldn't get the baby rubber baby things going. That was pretty silly. Well, I hope you had some fun and laughs, but you know, with tongue twisters, eventually you just kind of have to give up because some of them just get a little bit too hard. Well, today's story is about how God's people felt like maybe they would just have to give up, but then they found out that God wasn't willing to give up on them. So we're going to go to the Bible. We're going to go to the book of the prophet Isaiah. This is in the Old Testament. So if you need to, pause this for a moment and see if you can find Isaiah in your Bible. Now, God's people wanted a king, and so he gave him a king. But we know from what we've learned in the story, as the years passed, those kings fell away from following God. God sent prophets to warn the people, but the people just ignored God's messengers. They didn't follow God's rules. They didn't listen to God's messages. So God let some things happen. God's people broke into two kingdoms, Israel and Judah. And kings from other nations came and took all the money that Israel had and destroyed houses and cities. In fact, the people of Israel were captured and carried away to other countries, and they had to live far from their homes. Now, things weren't all that much better in Judah, the other group of God's people. A few good kings tried to turn things around, but for the most part, the people didn't pay much attention. God sent another messenger, a prophet named Isaiah, to tell the people to change their ways. If Judah shaped up and started obeying God the way that they were supposed to, God would forgive him and he would protect him from those kings from other countries. Isaiah tried really, really hard to get the people to listen. He told the people all the things that God would take away from them if they didn't change. Here are some of the things. God would take away their supplies, their heroes, their prophets, their government leaders, soldiers, advisors, water, skilled workers. Oh my goodness. All of these good things would go away because the people weren't following God. And the people would fight with each other and everyone would suffer. Wow. You know, Isaiah said, your leaders have gone down the wrong path. They've turned you away from the right path. But the people still didn't pay any attention. And Isaiah said the cities would fall apart and the people of Judah would be marched off to another country in chains. Wow, that's really sad and hard. But you know what? Isaiah's message wasn't all gloom and doom. It wasn't. Isaiah knew that God loved his people and wasn't going to give up on them. So his message was also about the good things that would happen to them when the horrible things are over. God was going to bring good things back. Here's some of the things God promised to do for his people. God would show his tender love to his people. God would settle the people back into their own land. Other nations would help God's people. God would break the power of evil rulers. God would answer prayers. God would save his people. God said to his people, when it is time to save you, I will help you. I will keep you safe. Isaiah's message got even better. You see, God let him see things in the future. Isaiah had visions of the Messiah, the person who would save all of Judah and all the world. God wanted to give his people hope for the future. No matter how many bad choices God's people made, God was not going to give up on them. Now, Isaiah told God's people that God's servant would grow up like a tender young plant. Isaiah said, he suffered the things that we should have suffered. He took on himself the pain that was ours. He was crushed because what we had done was evil. All of us are like sheep. We've wandered away from God. We've all turned our own way. And the Lord has placed on his servant the sins of us all. He gave his life for those who had done what is wrong. You see, Isaiah was talking about Jesus long, long before Jesus was ever born. And that's because God had a plan not just for the people of Israel and Judah, but for all people. And God does not give up on any of us. God sent us Jesus so that all of us can have a close relationship with God. God does not give up on God's people, and God certainly does not give up on us. Wow, that's an amazing and encouraging message to hear, isn't it? You know, it made me think that sometimes it's not the easiest thing not to give up on people. God never gives up on us. But sometimes we say, you know, that never giving up on someone, it's kind of like unconditional love. And so I was thinking, you know what, sometimes it isn't the easiest to love people. So I made up this little box. It's got some cards, and I'm going to pull them out. And on the cards are written some actions, and I'm going to show them to you. And I want you to tell me if you think it'd be easy or hard to show unconditional love, to not give up on somebody who did the action that's on the card, all right? So let's pull one out. Okay, you guys ready? Mix them up, mix them up, mix them up, mix them up. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. What does that say? Help with homework. Do you think it'd be easy to not give up on someone who helps you with your homework? Yeah, probably. That wouldn't be too hard. All right, well, let's pull out another one. What does this one say? Make fun. Ooh. Would it be very easy to not give up on someone who makes fun of you, to show them unconditional love? I think that one would be pretty tough. Let's draw out another one. What do we got? Ooh, how about this one? Would it be easy to show unconditional love to someone who gives you a hug? Yeah, that would probably not be too hard to do. How about this one? Here's another action. What about someone who yells at you? What do you think? Yeah, that could be kind of tough. All right, let's pull out one more. How about this one? Would it be very easy to love someone who told you a lie? Oh, wow, that could be kind of hard. Yeah, sometimes it's not easy. But you know what? What's important to remember is sometimes we all do those kinds of things. Sometimes we aren't very kind to one another. But you know what? God never gives up on us. And so God encourages us not to give up on each other, but to forgive each other and to draw on God's love to share with others. So your assignment for today is this. I want you to be a reporter. I would like you to interview somebody. Could be your mom, your dad, grandma or grandpa. It could be someone you got a call on the phone, maybe a friend. And I want you to do an interview. And I want you to ask them to tell you about a time when they experienced unconditional love. About a time when someone didn't give up on them. So ask them about that and find out what kind of an impact that made on their lives. All right? So good luck with your reporting. I hope to hear from you and hear about what you found out unconditional love looks like in real life. And I just want you to remember that God doesn't give up on you no matter what. I hope you guys have a great week. It was good to see you again. Look for KFJ Online next week. Take care. Bye.